Hi friends, in this video we're going to talk about the read then write question type on the Duolingo English test. You know, the one where you have to write about a topic in at least 50 words. On the test it looks like this. So in this video we're going to talk about the key points, then I'm going to give you some useful study tips, and at the end I've prepared 7 sample questions with 7 sample answers for you. Getting used to the different question styles and then reading my sample answers will be really helpful for you. And of course, if you want to, you can write your own answers to these questions below in the comments. Okay, we will start this lesson in just one moment, but I want to say that if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Teacher Luke from detready.com. Visit our website to get more information about the Duolingo English test. We have some really useful online courses, specifically for this write about a topic question type. And we have a really good practice platform. When you sign up to our practice platform, you can practice all of the different question types on the Duolingo English test, and you can check your answers immediately. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to study for this exam. So if you're interested, you can find a link to it below in the description, and it's free to sign up, so why not give it a go? Okay, back to this lesson. Like I said, we're going to talk about the key points of this question type first, so let's jump into those. Okay then, so let's take a look at the key points. So your job is to read a prompt. The prompt might be a question or a statement, and then you have to write a paragraph about it. And there are 3 different types of prompts. You'll get one of these on the test. You'll either get a recount, a describe, or an argument prompt. So those were the 3 different types of prompts. You'll get one of those. The recount prompt is basically a story. You have to remember or recount a moment in your life, then write about it. For example, describe a time you were surprised. That would be a recount prompt. Describe is more like discuss. Here, you don't have to give an opinion, rather you have to talk about the situation. So think of things like cause and effect, problem solution. For example, something like discuss the implications of global warming for your country. And then argument is when you have to give your opinion. This is typically the hardest type of question on here. You're given a situation and you have to give your opinion about it. A sample question might be something like, who do you think has played a bigger role on society? Artists or scientists? So you have to share your opinion and argue for one of those. And like I said, this is probably the hardest type of prompt you'll get. And I made a whole video on this. You can find a link to it below in the description. Okay, back to the key points. Okay, as you all know, you have to write at least 50 words on this question type. Once you've written 50 words, the next button at the bottom of your test screen will light up. Then you can click it to go to the next question. And you only have 5 minutes to do this, so it's actually really short. Okay, so the minimum requirement is 50 words. However, I strongly suggest you try to write more. Write as much as you can within this time frame, because that will increase your fluency score. If you go to the Duolingo test guide, it mentions this quite clearly. So I strongly recommend you try to write more. And a good and simple way to be able to write more is to learn a good paragraph structure. And this is what I teach you in my writing course. In my writing course for this question type, I go over a simple structure for a paragraph, going from the first sentence all the way to the last. I show you how to write topic sentences, supporting ideas, give examples, and then write a good concluding sentence. I really think this is a useful course for you if you're preparing for this Duolingo English test, simply because writing a paragraph in a very short amount of time is a specific skill you need to learn. So if you're interested in this course, you can find a link to it below in the description. Okay, there are other key points, of course. Okay, interestingly, for this question type, you actually don't get any preparation time. As soon as the prompt appears, then the 5 minutes will start counting down. You are able to see the question as you're writing, so that's good. And of course, remember that spelling, grammar, and punctuation are important. Once again, if you go to the Duolingo test guidebook on their website, you can look at the scoring criteria for this question type and all of the other production ones, and grammatical complexity is on there. So you have to write good, accurate sentences and use a mixture of sentence structures, some simple, some more complex. I do cover this in my writing course that I mentioned earlier, and also in a video I made a few months ago. You can find a link to that video below in the description. You'll be happy to know that you only have to do this once on the test. and it contributes towards your production and literacy subscores. Okay, so those were the key points of this question type. Now let's take a look at what you can actually write when you are doing your paragraph. I'll show you a very common paragraph structure which I teach at my university, and I'll give you full sample sentences for each section. So let's take a look at this here. Alright, so what to write? Now let's use this prompt. Many people believe that schools should be banned from serving fast food to their students. Do you agree or disagree? Provide some reasons. So what type of prompt is this? Well, it's an argument prompt because you have to give your opinion. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? So when we start, let's start with a topic sentence. Topic sentences basically are an overview of what your paragraph's going to contain, and it should give your opinion very clearly, especially for an argument style like this. By doing this, it helps the reader to follow your paragraph very easily. Okay, so a topic sentence could be something simple like this. I agree that children should be banned from eating fast food at school for 2 important reasons. Okay, so that's a topic sentence, a very simple one. I gave my opinion very clearly and I answered the question as well. So now, obviously, I have to provide 2 supporting ideas to go with my topic sentence. And when you provide supporting ideas, it's also good to provide some examples or some reasons why you think so as well. I won't show you 2 ideas here, I'll just show you one to give you an idea of how to do it. But if you want to learn more, like I said, my course covers this in much more detail. Okay, my supporting idea number 1. First, fast food is detrimental to children's health. Okay, that's a good supporting idea, but of course it's not enough just by itself. Now I need to provide an example or a reason. I've gone with an example. For instance, fast food is often packed with fat, sugar, and other preservatives, which makes them extremely unhealthy for children. Okay, so that's my supporting idea number 1 done. I used a discourse marker first to indicate that it was my first idea, and I used a complex sentence too. In this case, it was the which relative clause. When you're writing your answer, you can do 1 supporting idea like this, or 2, or maybe 3 if you're very quick at typing. I personally would recommend to do 1 or 2, and just make sure that your sentences are really accurate. Okay, now of course we have to wrap up this paragraph with a concluding sentence. Okay, so concluding sentences are pretty simple. You basically restate the introduction, and this is what I wrote. To conclude, for the reasons discussed above, I believe it is vital that schools stop serving fast food to their students. Okay, so relatively simple. The concluding sentence is basically a paraphrase of your introduction. As you might have noticed, the ideas are almost exactly the same, but I didn't use the same sentence structure and I didn't use the same vocabulary either. It's a good idea to paraphrase and not repeat exactly what you wrote. Okay then, so those were some tips on what you can write when you're doing your paragraph. Now let's take a look at 7 sample questions with 7 sample answers. I will show each prompt for about 30 seconds. I want you to pause the video for 5 minutes and write your answers below in the comments. After 30 seconds is up, then you can see my sample answers. I strongly suggest that you do actually type out your answer below in the comments because that will be really good practice for you. You have to learn to write 50 words pretty quickly for this exam. Okay then, well let's just jump into it. Here is question number 1. And also before I start, if you think this video is helpful, write yes below in the comments. Okay then, here is question 1. Okay, that's it. You made it to the end of the video. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want to study more with me, I recommend you watch this video here or this one here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.